I still remember that morning like it was yesterday sitting there in the Oak Ridge Cafe in Willow Creek. This little nowhere town where everyone knows everyone's business. And suddenly the whole place goes dead quiet because Jake Harlan, that self-proclaimed king of the high school crowd, slams his hand down on my table so hard my coffee jumps. "Useless freak," he snarls, knocking over my orange juice right into my lap, the sticky mess soaking through my jeans and pooling in my wheelchair seat. And his buddies Cody and Dylan just erupt in laughter, one of them spinning my chair like I'm some carnival ride, the other snapping his fingers right in my face. All because, well, let's be real, Jake's been holding a grudge ever since I turned him down for prom last year, said no thanks to his ego trip, and now he's turning it into this public spectacle to prove he's still got power over someone, anyone, especially me, Sarah Jenkins, the girl who's been navigating this chair since a car accident took my legs when I was 12. The air in that cafe thickens with this awful mix of shame and silence. Folks frozen with their forks halfway to their mouths, eyes darting away like they're afraid catching my gaze might drag them into the mess. Mrs. Ellis, the waitress, clutching her notepad, lips moving but no sound coming out. Old Mr. Harlano, relation to Jake, thank God, half rising from his stool at the counter, his knuckles white from gripping the edge, veins popping like he's reliving some war flashback. But then he sinks back down, trapped in that split-second fear of what three cocky kids might do if he steps in. It wasn't just random cruelty. You see, Jake had this chip on his shoulder, grew up in a family that owned half the land around Willow Creek, always throwing their weight around with the homeowners association, manipulating rules to push out folks they didn't like. And me? My folks had fought them tooth and nail over some property line dispute years back, won it too, which made me the perfect target for his pin-up rage, a way to settle old scores without getting his hands dirty on paper. So there I am, heart pounding like a drum in my chest, trying to steady my shaking hands as I reach for my scattered toast, butter smearing everywhere, slipping through my fingers each fumble, just fuel for their laughs. Jake leaning back with that smug grin, arms crossed, booming out, "Look at her scrambling like a damn stray dog. Boy's pathetic, ain't it?" Cody howls, slapping the table so silverware rattles. Dylan chimes in with a mocking whine. "Ah, need a hand there, princess? Or maybe a leash?" And I'm fighting back tears, not because of the spill or the spin, but because in that moment, the whole cafe's complicity hits me like a gut punch. This collective hush where kindness should have roared, and deep down I'm screaming inside, wondering why no one sees me as more than the broken girl, why my spirit's always the one getting trampled under their boots. Then Mr. Patel, the auto shop owner from down the street, scrapes his chair back real slow's got that quiet dignity, hands stained black from years under hoods, and he walks over, kneels down without a word, picks up my plate, gathers the soggy bits, sets it in front of me gently, his rough fingers brushing mine as he mutters, "Ignore him. Kid, they ain't worth the dirt on your wheels." For a second, the weight on my chest lifts, this fragile spark of human decency flickering in the dim light. But Jake's not having it, bellows out, "Oh, look, Grandpa's playing hero, how cute." And his crew erupts again, pointing and jeering, turning even that small kindness into more ammo for their mockery, leaving Mr. Patel pale-faced as he retreats to his booth, the silence crashing back heavier than before. I'm sitting there frozen, shoulders rigid, breath coming in shallow bursts, shame coiling around me like smoke, thinking, God, just let this end. Let me vanish into the floor when suddenly the ground starts to tremble, this low rumble building from somewhere far off, like thunder rolling in on a clear day, glasses clinking on tables, windows rattling, and everyone turns, forks hovering, coffee forgotten, as sunlight flashes off chrome outside. Engines, dozens of them, roaring closer, swelling into this unstoppable wave that shakes the cafe to its bones. And for the first time that morning, something shifts inside me. Not just fear, but this tiny flicker of anticipation, like maybe the universe finally noticed. The parking lot fills up fast, rows of Harleys lining up shoulder to shoulder, gleaming like armored knights, and the emblem on their vests, wolf's head with crossed chains, the Thunder Pack, those outlaw bikers folks whisper about, the ones who ride through town like a storm you don't mess with. Gasps ripple through the room. A mom pulls her kid close. Mrs. Ellis nearly drops her tray. Mr. Harlan straightens up with this mix of awe and recognition, seen outfits like this back in his service days. Unbreakable crews that didn't back down. Jake's smirk wavers. He glances at Cody and Dylan, but they're not laughing now. Throats bobbing, legs bouncing under the table like nervous kids caught red-handed. The engines cut off one by one, leaving this deafening quiet. Then the door jingles open, absurdly cheerful sound, and steps Hank Riley. This towering bear of a man, beard streaked gray, eyes like forged steel, his vest heavy with patches from roads and fights most folks couldn't imagine. The air parts around him as he strides in, boots thumping like Judgment Day, more bikers filing in behind, filling the space till it feels too small, oxygen thin, every heartbeat racing. Hank's gaze sweeps the room sharp, knowing takes in the mess on the floor, my trembling hands, the bully's stiff postures, and without a word, he knows the score. His eyes lock on mine, and everything changes. Not pity, not the usual awkward sympathy, but real seeing, like I'm a person worth standing for, and my breath catches, throat tight, with this mix of fear and relief. He walks over, each step deliberate, drops to one knee beside my chair, voice deep, steady, cutting through the hush like a lifeline. "You all right, darlin'?" I can barely shake my head no, words stuck somewhere deep, but he nods like he gets it, turns slow toward Jake's booth, and the silent Sharpensia could hear a pin drop, or maybe the sweat beading on Jake's forehead. No yelling, no theatrics, just low and iron hard. "Think you're big men, huh? Picking on her 'cause she can't swing back, that don't make you tough, boys, it makes you cowards, plain and simple." Jake opens his mouth, closes it fast, face draining white as his bravado crumbles. Cody shifting like he wants to bolt. Dylan muttering excuses under his breath. None of 'em got a fight left, sliding out of the booth hunched over, heads down, shuffling to the door like whipped dogs. Outside, the bikers form this silent wall, engines idling low, ground vibrating as the three push through the gauntlet, flinching at every glare, every tattooed arm crossed, humiliation stretching out like slow torture till they break into a run, sneakers slapping pavement, chased by echoes of their own stupidity. But Hank's not done. He turns back to me, eyes softening again, motions to Mrs. Ellis. "Get her whatever she wants, pancakes, pie, the works on me," slapping a wad of bills on the table thick enough to make eyes widen. She nods, wiping tears, hurrying off. And then, man, this part still chokes me up. Hank shrugs off his vest, that battle-worn leather etched with loyalty and miles, drapes it gently over my shoulders like armor. "You're packed now, kid family." Tears blur my vision, but not from shame this time, gratitude, raw and real, clutching that vest like it's the first time someone's got my back without strings. The cafe erupts soft at first, then louder claps, murmurs, folks dabbing eyes, realizing Hank didn't just save me. He shamed them all into seeing their own spinelessness, reminding 'em courage ain't optional. I sit straighter, heart lighter, taking that first bite of fresh pancakes, sweet with more than syrup, victory, belonging, the kind that sticks. Mr. Harlan clears his throat, voice gravelly. "Shame on us, we watched, did nothing, took outsiders to show what guts look like." Heads bow, but I don't let guilt steal the moment. Chin up, vest heavy but warm, feeling seen, untouchable. Outside, the bikers hold formation, engines humming like guardians at the gate, turning that lot into a fortress no bully dare cross. And as Hank kneels one last time, whispers, "Don't look down, Anamori, stronger than they'll ever be." Something clicks inside me, a resolve building from the ashes of that morning's mess. The Thunder Pack files out, each nodding respect my way, silent oaths, and Hank lingers last, taps the vest. "Keep it, suits you better." Then he's gone, engines roaring to life, rolling out slow down Main Street like a parade of thunder, folks outside staring. Phones up, the message clear. Cruelty got checked today, and Willow Creek won't forget. Inside, the buzz starts, conversations shaking with emotion, strangers telling me I'm brave, sorry for freezing, Mrs. Ellis setting another shakedown. On the house, and I promise, never again. Mr. Patel nods approval. Mr. Harlan clasps my shoulder. "You taught us all, kid." By the time I wheel out into the sun, roar fading, the imprints there etched in asphalt, hearts, a town scarred but stirred. That day flipped everything. Next morning at the store, Folks nod with real respect. No pity glances. Bakery slips extras in my bag. For you, strong one. At school, Jake and his crew slink in shadows. Their power popped like a balloon. Turns out Jake's family grudge ran deeper. Whispers of them trying to buy out my folks' land again, using him as a petty proxy. But now, humiliation burned that bridge. Letters trickle in. My son's in a chair. Your story gave him fire. Won't stay silent no more. The cafe turns into a landmark. Plaque up. Here, courage outshone cruelty. Mrs. Ellis starts Step Up talks. Mr. Harlan mentors kids on Backbone. My story spreads local news, then national. Me wheeling onto sets, voice steady. Wasn't brave, was scared, spitless, but when kindness roared in, I found my stand. Bikers echo it, clubs uniting, ride like Sarah. Hashtags trend, folks sharing vests on kids like mine. Unity in a divided world. A year on, Willow Creek gathers in the square. Hank rides back, clasps my shoulder, wordless, pride in his eyes. I wheel on stage, crowd hushed, vest glowing. Thought I'd break that day, but someone stood, showed me I could too. Courage ain't thunder, it's refusing to let hate win, and it's catching. Applause thunders louder than bikes. Vibrations in my chest proof humiliation don't define you. Resilience does. But here's the thing that still nags. Was it right for outsiders to force that change? Or should the town have stepped up first? Makes you wonder about justice, community blind spots, when silence lets cruelty thrive. What do you think? Ever frozen in a moment like that? Or stood when it counted? Drop a comment. Share your take. Right, wrong, the gray in between. Let's talk. Cause stories like this? They hit home. Remind us we're all in this pack together. If it moved you, hit subscribe. More real tales coming. The kind that stick.